Hello again, and welcome back. Good to see you. Last week, if you were watching, you might have seen me say that I would come back with another incident that illustrates my point that it's very dangerous to assume that because you vary procedures a little, things will be all right. What's the worst that can happen? Well, I'm going to discuss another incident that was on my mind actually because I happened to be near this place recently. I'm going back to July 1978 on the N340, the old coast road between Barcelona and Tarragona in Spain, when a road tanker full of propylene was making its way from the Petrol refinery just outside of Tarragona, what is now a Repsol facility in Barcelona. Somewhere along this road, the details are not precise for reasons that will become obvious. There was a leak of propylene from this road tanker, pressure tanker, obviously, and the driver stopped, and the leaking propylene drifted on the breeze across a neighbouring campsite, Los Alfaques, where, this being high summer and full of tourists, many were cooking in the open air. And of course the propylene cloud ignited, deflagrated back to the tank. There was a levee, and 174 people were killed instantly. At least another 70 died of their injuries soon after. Those included the driver, of course, which makes it problematic to find out exactly what happened. There was at least another 200 people badly injured. There were some decisions made by somebody before this incident happened that directly led to it. For a start, the tanker had 23 tons of propylene on board. It was rated for 19.35 tons. So it was carrying nearly 4 tons more than it should have done on a July day in southern Spain with, hot weather. It was also on the N340, and if you've driven that road, it's very windy. And although the accident happened to happen right next to this campsite, Los Alfaques, having driven that road lately, there are any number of campsites along that stretch of road it could have exploded outside of. It just happened to be that one. But somebody at some point decided that that vehicle should travel along the coast road and not along the motorway, presumably to avoid paying the toll. Either the driver, who'd been given the money for the toll and pocketed it, or the company wasn't prepared to pay him the toll money. We don't know. We do know that Petrol was in the habit of overloading its tankers. So the fact that it had 23 tons instead of 19 was not actually unusual. But again, somebody made a decision at some point and thought, perhaps, if we overload the tankers, then we can deliver the same product with fewer trips, save money. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen, as we saw at Alfaques, is the thing will explode and kill a whole lot of people. It later emerged that there was no pressure relief valve on the tank, which actually wasn't a requirement at the time. It had also been in various service, including anhydrous ammonia. It was thought that that may have caused some corrosion cracking in the shell, which maybe led to the fracture. It was also apparent that the driver had not had any dangerous goods training, despite the cargo he was carrying. And it was reported that that was because when he was assigned to the dangerous goods service, he'd already got 20 years experience as a truck driver, and the company thought that would be fine. So all these things contributed to the death, horrible death, of more than 200 people. As I said last week with the Stolt Valor incident, you can find more about this on Wikipedia. There is a Wikipedia page, Los Alfaques, but do be careful because some of the images that are on there are extremely grisly. There was also a film made about it as well, although doubts have been cast onto the accuracy of some of that. And I don't know whether you can get that on Netflix these days anyway. But there are lots of lessons to be learnt from that one incident. It was a horrifying incident, and industry needs to be aware of the sorts of things that can go wrong and the consequences when they do. That's another lesson from me. Might be back with another one shortly. See you later.